Curly Blonde Hair by Michael Witherspoon. They lay together on the hospital bed, one stroking the other's hair and head. The families are all gone now. It was just the two of them there. The walls were as stark white as the sheets. The lights were dim now. The framed artwork of the unknown painters hung on every wall. Pictures so bland that they seemed to seep into the white paint of the walls. Bland, just like the food that was served there. It served its purpose, but it lacked depth, quality, and most of all, taste. The hour was early, somewhere between darkness and dawn, yet undefined. There was only the noise of the air conditioner vents grinding on. It was a private room, very private. Thoughts and memories were bouncing off the walls and resounded in their owner. Memories of all the years that had brought them to this point. Memories of how they met, courted, loved, fought and loved again, and lived. Oh, how they had lived. Not your normal everyday existence. They lived life to the fullest, had met every challenge that faced them and never ran away. Sometimes, alone with thoughts, one might forget the depth and strength of the love they shared, but not for long. They depended on each other, fed off each other, and complemented each other. Where one would fail, the other would be right behind to pick up the pieces and get them on the road to recovery. None who knew the two as individuals would ever put this picture together. And yet, in a Salvador Dali sort of way, it worked for them. It would not work for everyone. Hell, sometimes it didn't work that well for them. But always in the end, things worked out. They had built a house and a business together along the highway of their lives. Successful ones, born of their differences and their similarities, and with plenty of mistakes along the way. Families who supported them, showed pride in them, their dreams, and their accomplishments, and were there for support also when the failures came and went. They were never allowed to actually marry, being gay men, but they did have a commitment ceremony, a holy union as it were, and invited the ones they loved. They called all their friends and families to join in their union and celebrate the love they shared, and made a statement to the gay and straight communities that this was not something to be taken lightly, for they did not, and it would not be tolerated to try to drive a wedge between the two of them. The years passed, and both had been favored with godchildren, children who would grow up and not question why they were together. To this generation, they would be as normal as a mated pair of socks, never a question. And maybe then this would be the enlightened generation. Perhaps as they grew into adulthood, their generation would be the first to see the legalization of marriage between two people who loved each other, with that alone being the only criteria. But one of them would not be here to ever see that day come. He had passed away several hours just before the visiting hours ended. The family had stayed until about 10 p.m., and then they had left the two of them together for a while. And as their survivor laid there on the bed with him, playing with his curly locks of blonde hair, he remembered the many nights that his lover would drift off to sleep. He combed his hair with his fingers again and again, while waiting for them to come and get his partner in life and in love. For Mike Witherspoon's current projects, please visit his website.